Well, I guess I'm the oldest, and I can probably have lived the longest, so I'm the longest survivor. Well, I think many things entered in. First of all, in World War II, to be in the war for a young person was the thing to do. It was very important for me to be in the war. I had followed the events in Europe, had watched the rise of Hitler and Mussolini, and was very upset about it. So I was, as they say, an eager beaver. I wanted to go. Once in, you survive on the support of your fellow soldiers and your family, and in my case, religious faith. And one of the things that I carried with me, each of us was issued a Bible, and that happens to be my copy. When things got really tough, I would turn to that for some solace and support. I might say that I'm accustomed to going to church services on Sunday regularly. It's part of my obligation. And I will just mention, as a Roman Catholic, that's one of the tenets of the faith, that you attend Mass on Sunday. And I went to the extreme in Europe in going into the civilian church to attend with my loaded carbine on my back. So I guess that's how I survived. Now, on the lighter side, one of the things that came about during that time was the distribution of paperback books. I think you know they're very common today, but in my day they weren't. So I read at every spare moment. We had plenty of books. I read everything I could get my hands on.
I'll pass to Mr. Bowman here, probably, who was in more combat than I was. I was lucky enough to be on a ship out at sea and with hot and cold running water. So Les is the one who wants to answer this question.
Well, first of all, my only stateside experiences was just with training. All my other experience has been in combat, and when you get in combat, you have to rely on people around you and your friends, and you don't try to make too many friends, but you make a few friends. But otherwise, it just comes down to a lot of common sense, keeping your head on a swivel, paying attention to what's going on around you, and hope that you get good leadership. You can't turn your eyes off. You can't turn your ears off. You have to see, listen, and literally smell everything that's going on around you if you want to survive, particularly in the jungle warfare that I was engaged in Vietnam. It's just a matter of common sense.
Did you want to talk about your dog friend?
No, I don't want to talk about dog friend. No.
Okay.
I'd like to make a comment. Sure. On the other end of the scale, now he was obviously in the jungle warm area. I was in a cold area. I mentioned earlier that at one point I was on detached service with the French First Army. You mentioned leadership, the importance of leadership. Well, on this detached service unit, I was taken out of my regular unit with about 3 or 4 other guys because we had some special training, and we were put with a new unit, a small unit under command of a brand new officer who came over from the United States, a captain. And we were in France, and we were supposed to go to a certain location at night, and this was the first day with him. He got us lost in the Vosges Mountains in a snowstorm. And I spent the night, we didn't have sleeping bags in those days, I spent the night under a truck wrapped up in a shelter half. And that was the importance of good leadership. After that, we did not have much faith in our captain.